Hey guys, it's Chedek, and in this video we're going to be talking about the rework of my Hail Amplifier West. So, my Hail Amplifier West wasn't as strong, and I think that this build is actually much stronger than what I previously had. I actually like this build a lot more. I think it's much more AFKable, and there is zero chance of this tunnel randomly exploding, unlike the occasional explosion on the other amplifier, which I didn't understand why. I couldn't pinpoint the issue, so I just broke the tunnel down and fixed it. So let's talk about spawns for, well, actually, let me just give you a big old clap and show all the traps. Bang! Those are all the traps I'm using in this video, and now let's turn off the webcam and start with these spawns on the lower side of the hill. So spawns are for down here around this area. So what I've done is, for reference, start at this corner piece, right? Move one tile east and then one tile north, and this is where your gas trap should start. So what I've done is, from at this point, I move one tile east again, one tile north, and then two more tiles east, and those are all the gas traps I have on top. The reason why this is open is because husks occasionally can fall down here, and once they're down here, well, you want them to get back inside the tunnel somehow, and the best way to do that is to just leave this tunnel open. There is no problem leaving this tunnel open. In fact, I encourage you to do so, and I have left it open and I am absolutely fine. So to start off, we have a wooden floor spike on the bottom of this ramp and a wall launcher to push things back into the gas trap. To the left of that, we have one tile out and a wall darts to shoot anything that gets in these 3 tile range. You could put it closer if you want, but I feel like right there is just enough. So next things next is we have a floor piece face like this to stall the husks to make sure that they walk all the way over here, get hit by these broadsides, and a gas trap above them. And then you move up one more tile, you have again 2 more broadsides, ceiling gas trap to gas them, and then one more tile up and you have 2 more broadsides, a wall dart, and a ceiling gas trap. Now that's done with that little shoot, so we'll call that the ramp of death for the rest of this video. Now let's talk about the spawns up here. So I'd say the spawns are condensed into these areas. For point of reference, start at the farthest right side of this ramp and just move one tile to the left, and then just spam all of these tiles with ceiling pieces and gas traps. Now for the next thing I want to talk about is these wall darts. Now these wall darts have an intense amount of value in endurance. So what you want to start at is at the end point of the left side ramp, and then put 4 walls down and line those bad boys up with wall darts, because these wall darts will hit all the way down here. They have a 3 tile activation radius and then a 6 tile range. So 1, 2, 3, anything that spawns in this area will trigger these wall darts, and then the wall darts will travel all the way down here, because that is 6 tiles long. So those wall darts actually have maximum value in this situation, so I really do recommend putting them down. They outclass broadside in every way possible in terms of range. And then we're going to talk about these. So as long as you went your 4 tiles up with your gas traps, you should be able to line up your wall pretty easily. So you just spam a wall down and you drag it all the way down to the end. If you've built the hill of death, the tunnel of death, you should be able to connect it with your walls and have all of those with wall darts. Now let's start with something that hasn't changed in Hail Amplifier West, this tunnel. So the only thing that has changed is that these 2 wall launchers used to be wall darts, but blasters kept attacking this wall. It got me annoyed, so I changed it to wall launcher. Even with this smasher protection, I still have the occasional blaster wanna play with me. It's probably because that these aren't, diagonal pieces. So I'm changing them to diagonal pieces right now, and this is the smasher protection for this. It's just a ramp with the diagonal piece on all of these things. And then at the corners, you have to have pyramids, so they make sure that at least break 1 ramp before they get through. Now, like normal, 2 wall launchers, a wooden floor spike, and 2 gas traps on top. Then you move up 1 more tile. It's a wooden floor spike, wall dart, and ceiling gas trap, only because I don't want any of us to stagger at this point, because if they walk back here, there's a potential chance this wall launcher to trigger again and push them all the way back down, and that's what I'm looking for. And for this tile, it's a wooden floor spike, and to the right, a wall dart, in front of you, a wall launcher, and on top of you, a ceiling gas trap. So that's that side of the tunnel down. Pretty simple, right? And now there's this wall dart here, which, it's pretty important to remember. So let's talk about this side of the tunnel before we converge. So you walk up one tile. You guys should know the death quite if you've been following along. And for reference, it's at the right side of the ramp. Move up 1, 2, 3 tiles, and then this is where the tunnel should start. So you have a wooden floor spike down here, and this wall launcher to push Huss back into the tunnel. So I'm moving on my chair. This wall launcher will push them into this tunnel, and this wall launcher will push them all the way out there, which it's just amazing. That will only work for lower level Huss. It will not do smashers that well, but smashers will be taken care of in a second. Ceiling gas trap on top, and then you move one more tile forward, and you have a tar pit trap. With the right, you're gonna have a wall dart, and in front of you a wall launcher, and on top of you a ceiling gas trap. The wall launcher pushes Huss out to the outside of the tunnel, and again to push them into this loop. Now we move on to right here, which we will do if we go back to this tunnel. So to start off with this tunnel, it will be at the top of the ramp of death. So what's going? Oh, tulip, no. Why do I have footage on? Whoopsie, I'm gonna change it to game. Bang, bang. Wait, no. Bang. There we go. You guys saw I don't have Windows and I have Discord notifications on. So if you walk up the full ceiling hill of death, hill tunnel of death, you will start off with a wooden floor spikes, the wall launcher to push Huss back out of the tunnel, and a ceiling gas trap on top. Then you will have a tar pit on the right of that with a wall launcher to push any Huss that land on this tar pit back into the hill tunnel of death. And then to the right of that, you will have a wall dart to shoot anything that gets into the pathway of death. And then a ceiling gas on top. Now, this is where my tunnel gets funky. Alright? We have a floor launcher here, right? This floor launcher's use is not to kill Huss. This floor launcher's use is to delay Huss. Simple as that. So, to do this, add 3 tiles on here, on top of these, with a hole. And then you want to jump up, get on top, and add 2 ramps to keep your lava shield, and then a piece on top. You don't actually need that piece, but I like it. I actually might remove it because you don't really need it. And then 2 tiles here. Now these 2 tiles are crucial. I thought I can get away with not using that, but you will see in the footage that I show with this amplifier in action that I needed these tiles desperately. And yeah, now we'll move on to the next part of the tunnel, which is the same as the old one with only one slight change to the end. So this it moves on to a tar pit with a wall launch on the left into a timeout chamber with a broadside tar pit, wall dart, and ceiling gas trap. And then there's this wooden piece with the ceiling gas trap. Now, before we move on, I want to talk about the wooden pieces. So if I ever show you another amplifier, they will have a wooden piece on it. A wooden piece signifies one thing. Place your base on top of here. So if you're playing on my amplifier and you want to know where to place your base, where it's the best decision, and where I think it's the best decision, on top of the wooden piece. I feel like it's good here because this is where I want them to slow down. This is where I need them to slow down because I do not want them to push even any further once they get onto this part of the tunnel. And moving on, we have a wall launcher with a tar pit on the floor, a wall dart on the right, and a ceiling gas trap on top. And then we move on to the last 2 parts of the tunnel. We have a floor launcher with a wall launcher to push them back into the tunnel, the floor launcher to push them all the way up into this ramp. So to do this, you add a wall there and then a ramp on top, and then you do that adjacent to it because you want them to fly into this lava. And I think that has so much value. If they don't fall into the lava, they fall on there and they have to go through the whole tunnel again to hit the amplifier, which in my opinion is beautiful, super beautiful. And then one last tile. You know how to do that trick. You have the wall and you put it like that. You added those 4 bottom pieces out, and then you could put a floor launcher right there to cheat, because cheating in this game is phenomenal. And now let's move on to smasher protection, and it's pretty minimal, the smasher protection. So I've already shown you that thing over there, so we're talking about this. Okay, put this floor piece like that. I think that's phenomenal because I don't want smashers to charge and hit this wall. I don't know if they will, but with this floor piece I have not had that problem. And then a pyramid piece right here to hit both that wall and that wall. And I think that's about it. You know, everything else hasn't changed, and I think we're clear to move on to the footage of the gameplay now. All right, let's go. All right, so the footage of this amplifier that I got was on a group difficulty endurance wave 27. And by group difficulty meaning is I started this endurance with all 4 players in the party. There was no joining in late. I don't do that corny nonsense. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a good test of my amplifier. So, as you can see, Hus are getting through, but they are not getting through from the tunnel. The way they are getting through are those two pieces I mentioned earlier. And also, we are just working together to get rid of the mini boss because, well, if you don't get rid of the mini boss early, then you're really missing out. And also, the overlay you're seeing right now is because of my stream. And you see that guy named JDH1L? He is my favorite moderator at the moment because the other ones, they don't longer care about Save the World. And yeah, this is the tunnel in action. As you can see, smashers are barely getting through. That smasher got launched out into the lava and it was awesome. And now you're seeing those husks on top. You see, the reason those husks are on top is because of those walls. And as you can see, I've placed them mid-build, mid-game. And if I would have placed those walls earlier, husks wouldn't have aggroed them early on. And I wouldn't have to deal with anything. We would have only had to shoot husks that were inside and coming out of the amplifier. One smasher got through, but because of us freezing him, he was able to just explode and we were fine. I think this amplifier is very good as long as, you know, you block those two pieces off that I said were very important. And Pepe Frog and Pepe D's, not Pepe Frog, Big Frog and Pepe D's dancing out. It's pretty nice. And yeah, if you guys what do you guys think of this amplifier? In my opinion, I think it's much better than what it previously was. I mean, hey, wave 27, we're all just like standing our own, and the only problem we have is something that I fixed in the video, which I think it's pretty good. I don't know what else to say. Actually, I'm just gonna let me see how much longer we have. We have about like 5 seconds before I click the. Oh no, we're good now. Goodbye. Take 5. So that's about it for Hill Amplifier West rework. It was a small video, but something to put out there. I'm still delaying my Devil Amplifier because the only good build I have on Devil Amplifier is Devil Amplifier East. Devil Amplifier North went under a large reconstruction today, and Devil Amplifier West has one issue. Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah, so I'll probably be doing Devil Amplifier West and East in one video. I'll call it Devil Amplifier West, and then Storm Shield and Devil Amplifier North in another video. Alright, and I'll see you guys then. Toodles.